Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about these two Octavia Butler books. This is Parable of the Sower and this is Parable of the Talents. These are a duology that takes place in our world, except things have gone a little wrong. Now, this book series follows a young woman named Lauren, and Lauren is the daughter of a preacher who is the preacher of a small gated community within the universe that has been created. Now, this world that we are in the midst of in this story is our own world, but very far gone from our current, well, but very different from our current political and socioeconomic situation. It's not so far off that it's unbelievable, and it's also not so far off that it's completely impossible. The story definitely holds true to the fact that this is a plausible future for us as a culture, which is terrifying. And it definitely talks a lot about things that are in current day society really problematic and could stir up trouble, but have not caused trouble to the extent that they have in this story. For example, homelessness is a very big issue. Drug addiction is a huge issue, and gated communities is a big issue. Gated communities are communities in which people are living. They are not just for the inherently wealthy, but they are for the people who are still within an area that has homes. But people do break into these gated communities and cause arsons and theft, and they cause trouble within the gated communities themselves. There are people outside of these gated communities that are homeless and drug addicts and scavengers, and they are looking to try and bring down those who are more fortunate than themselves, and they are looking to just get everything that they possibly can off of these homes that are doing better than they are. The culture is really outrightly dangerous and terrifying, and it holds a really hard truth to it that there is a possibility of our culture really getting shot to the point where we have lived in this dystopian apocalyptic kind of world. There is a president-elect still of the United States. However, he is not causing anything good in the communities or within the culture. He is just promising false promises and allowing hate and viable disdain between the classes to kind of escalate and become more and more problematic. The president-elect is promising a better and greater America that is what it used to be. Does that sound familiar? Just anyway. So this story follows Lauren, and it's written in diary entry format, which in most cases I really dislike, but in this scenario it worked really well. I think it was because it didn't feel like diary entry format in which you were reading diary entries of times when there was nothing happening or when very little was happening. It felt like she was writing in times of crisis and in times of dire need for her to get out her feelings and emotions. She's also in the process of trying to come to terms with her own religious beliefs, that God is change, and therefore God is you, and you are change, and change is of you, and therefore God is everything and nothing. And she has become a avid believer in this in her own way, but has not shared it with her community at this time that the book starts. She is trying to hide her belief system because she knows that it is a change and a fearful thing to those around her. She also wants to survive this dystopian world, and she has the idea to pack a survival kit and to have guns and to be ready to fight when people come over the walls of these gated communities. But people really want to believe that their gated communities will not be enveloped and taken over by these scavengers and robbers. But she really believes that the trouble is coming and it is going to sink, and it's going to sink fast for this community. So she is trying really hard to maintain a level head and a honest idea of what the world is like, but at the same time she's trying to maintain safety for those around her and those who she loves by not scaring them into a situation where they feel as if they are in danger constantly. She stops telling people about her beliefs and her ideas, but she ends up in this situation where something does happen and she is forced to go into survival mode. This book series is phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. I felt as if it was a really great read. It was fast-paced. It was easy to digest. It was really, like, compulsively readable and really well thought out and well plotted. I highly recommend it. If you are somebody who is interested in the conversation of religion and what it can do to a community and culture, or also what it can do to a personal person, then this is a really interesting book for you. Also, if you are interested in dystopian works or apocalyptic works, this is a really interesting book for you. If you are someone who likes fast-paced, really easy to read books, these are definitely for you. I really recommend these books. I think they are so enjoyable and so dark and so twisted. And yes, there are some trigger warnings for severe violence. Rape is an issue in this culture and this community. I would definitely say that in a dystopian and apocalyptic world, rape would be much more of an issue, and there's just no denying that. So it is really realistic in that way. Children do die in these books. Again, very realistic. People are tortured and very violently killed. It's really very honest in its depiction of what we could be looking at for a society, and it's scary and it's really shocking, but it's very important and very honest. So I definitely recommend these two books. I would say if you have any interest in picking them up, I would do so, and I read them together in about 3 days, the two of them together, and I really recommend just kind of binging them and going through them as quickly as possible. I've moved on to Lilith's Brood by Octavia Butler, and I am just enjoying it as much. So all good. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below, and I will talk to you all in the comments. I'll see you soon. Bye!